Throughout history, Jesus of Nazareth has been a prominent figure, inspiring faith, hope, and profound contemplation. However, his cultural identity and historical origins have sparked heated debates that extend beyond religion, touching upon modern political and social issues. In today's polarized world, an essential question arises: was Jesus Jewish or Palestinian? Is this inquiry merely historical, or does it signify a broader struggle to interpret Jesus through modern lenses? What insights can be drawn from biblical texts and historical records? And is his identity being leveraged to support contemporary political agendas? In this documentary, we will thoroughly examine the cultural, religious, and historical roots of Jesus, analyze the available evidence, and address misconceptions. Through scripture and meticulous historical research, we aim to uncover who Jesus truly was and what this ongoing debate reveals about society today. But first, we ask you, do you believe Jesus was Jewish or Palestinian? We invite you to share your thoughts on this compelling topic. Let's begin. Jesus, one of history's most renowned figures, has long sparked discussions and debates. His legacy transcends religion, often becoming a central theme in political and cultural discourse. When political or religious leaders claim Jesus was Palestinian, they influence thousands, shaping perceptions of Jesus that differ from traditionally accepted views. Petro linked this narrative to the ongoing violence in Palestine, urging for love and humanity in the region. Similarly, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has also described Jesus as Palestinian. However, such claims are not confined to political leaders. Pope Francis, a key religious authority, has also stirred debate. During a Vatican nativity scene, baby Jesus was depicted wrapped in a keffiyeh, a scarf symbolic of Palestinian identity. This representation was interpreted by some as aligning Jesus with Palestinian culture, sparking significant controversy. Israeli minister Amichai Chikli accused Pope Francis of perpetuating a blood libel against Israel and distorting history by endorsing the Palestinian narrative. Blood libels historically incited persecution against Jews, and Chikli argued this portrayal undermined Jesus' Jewish identity. Israel's official stance emphasizes that Jesus was born and lived as a Jew. The controversy escalated when Pope Francis called for investigations into alleged genocide in Gaza and condemned civilian casualties, which Israel attributed to Hamas' use of human shields. This response led to tensions between the Vatican and Israel, bringing to light the broader implications of framing Jesus' identity in political contexts. Is it accurate to describe Jesus as Palestinian? What does Scripture reveal about his identity and origins? And to what extent has his image been co-opted into political narratives critical of Israel? These questions highlight the necessity of understanding biblical accounts and their historical contexts. To shed light on this, we'll delve into the historical period of Jesus' life. The region now known as the Middle East was a crossroads of cultures, religions, and empires during Roman rule. Provinces like Judea, Samaria, and Galilee, each with distinct identities, were part of this vast empire. Jerusalem, the heart of Judea, was a spiritual and political hub for the Jewish people, home to the revered temple, a symbol of their faith and resilience. Meanwhile, the term Palestine has a complex history with its roots in ancient Greek and Roman usage. Historian Herodotus first referred to Syria-Palestine in the 5th century BC to describe a region encompassing modern-day Israel, Palestine, and parts of Syria. The term derives from the Philistines, a seafaring people who settled along the southern coast of today's Israel and Gaza in the 12th century BC. Though Philistia predates Palestine, the broader usage emerged in Greek and Roman contexts. By exploring the historical and biblical records, we aim to uncover the truth about Jesus' identity while addressing the modern implications of these debates. The formalization of the name Palestine in a political and administrative context occurred under the Roman Empire during the 2nd century AD, following the Jewish uprising known as the Bar Kokhba Revolt 132 to 135 AD. This rebellion, led by Shimon bar Kokhba, aimed to reclaim Jewish independence in Judea, a region deeply significant to the Jewish people both historically and religiously. However, the Roman Emperor Hadrian brutally suppressed the revolt and took decisive measures to dismantle the Jewish spirit of resistance. One of Hadrian's most impactful actions was renaming the province of Judea to Syria Palestina. This renaming symbolized the Roman victory but also served strategic and symbolic purposes. It was intended to sever the Jews' connection to their ancestral homeland and integrate the region into the Greco-Roman cultural domain. The term Palestina drew from the Philistines, an ancient people who once inhabited the area, and their name was repurposed to obscure the Jewish historical ties to the land. This act of renaming was part of a broader effort by Hadrian to erase Jewish cultural, religious, and territorial identity. By rebranding Judea as Syria Palestina, the Roman authorities aimed to weaken Jewish claims to the land and stifle any future attempts at restoring sovereignty or national identity. As noted by Israeli historian Shlomo Sand, this renaming was a calculated move in the broader Roman strategy to de-Judaize the region, stripping the Jewish people of their connection to their ancestral heritage. The decision to rename Judea as Syria Palestina was part of a larger Roman policy aimed at maintaining imperial control over its provinces by reshaping their cultural and political identities. This reconfiguration, as historian Richard Rubinstein highlights, reflected the Roman intent to establish a homogeneous and controlled order across the empire, replacing old national identities with ones that aligned with Roman authority. The adoption of Palestine was not an isolated act, but one of many measures used to consolidate Roman rule over the region. Over time, the term Palestine evolved as an administrative designation, continuing through the Byzantine and Ottoman empires. However, its meaning and political significance shifted significantly, especially in the 20th century, following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire and the rise of colonial interventions. During this period, the term became deeply intertwined with national identity and territorial disputes, marking its transformation into a powerful symbol of contemporary struggles. As historian Michael Burley notes, the construction of national identities in the region has been neither linear nor uniform. Instead, it has been shaped by a series of historical interventions, struggles, and negotiations, leaving a profound impact on the populations and their relationships with their history and land. What began as an imperial strategy to erase Jewish ties to their ancestral homeland has become central to modern debates over identity, territory, and politics in the region. Interestingly, the renaming of Judea to Palestine is not mentioned in the works of Flavius Josephus, a first-century Jewish historian. In his famous text, The Jewish War, Josephus consistently refers to the region as Judea. This reflects the historical reality that the official renaming occurred after his death, as the province was still known as Judea during his lifetime. This absence underscores the retrospective nature of the Roman decision, which was enacted as part of Hadrian's policies following the Bar Kokhba revolt. Thank you for watching Daily Logos, we inspiring faith and impacting change.